Hey guys, happy Sunday. Hope everyone is having an amazing weekend before Usal Hopper Lost Coast. Checking in with everyone, and I want to go over some of the details. This will be also sent to you as an email, but live, well, recorded, it's live right now, will be me going over the map and the route and the course to help you kind of visualize where you're going to be, what the train's going to be like, what to expect, especially since you cannot pre-ride the course. Please do not get on Usal Redwood Forest Foundation's property on Friday. There's active logging and logging trucks going on, and they've made it clear that if riders are doing that, there were a lot last year, that we will not be able to have the event the next year. So we recommend you guys heading up north and checking out that section of Usal Road, but not going into Riffy. So here we go. So the first thing is, this is going to look like your email, which you can read over. We'll talk about Usal Road, camping, registration, transfers, feed zone support, start, lunch, podium, campfire hike, campfire chat, and Sunday hike. Okay, let me go over a couple of details. Again, this is going to be in your email, but the more I can relay this message to you guys, the better. This is not a typical bike event or hopper in the remoteness of the event. And so it's important that everybody kind of has time to think about being prepared, right? So the first thing is, on Usal Road, it is a rugged road. It's about 6 miles to get to the beach, and everyone hopefully has been planning ahead to have a high clearance 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive vehicle. You have a map here to help you get from Leggett to Usal Beach. The map, if you Google Usal Beach, says Whitethorn. Do not punch in Whitethorn. Whitethorn is up on the ridge to the north via Garberville by Shelter Cove, okay? Ask Alexandra. It is not the quickest way to Usal Beach. Second, camping. There's plenty of camping. They're not designated spots. You'll see when you get there, if you haven't been there before, there's lots of areas around the river and the meadows where you can camp, as well as out on the beach. The beach is ideal and beautiful. It does get windy at night, so be prepared if you have a tent. Right? We have a map which will help you guys get a sense of where to find the spots, along with the porta potties. I included a link for you guys to find the candelabra trees. Many people didn't know about this. You can Google that. It's a spectacular, spectacular, unusual growth of these somewhat dwarfed redwood trees that are right there by the base of where you're camping. There's no running water, okay, or flush toilets or showers, so please bring water. We'll have water out on the course, but we're not going to have water for everybody all weekend. If you get there on time on Friday, we'll have registration open from 6 to 8. So stop by and take care of that. If not, 6:30 in the morning on Saturday. Transfers category changes. You can do a transfer category change, transfer to someone else, or your own category or distance. The category changes are free. Transfers are $10. This is done on Bike Reg by Wednesday. Anything done day of will be $10 or more if you feel like tipping us for our hard labor. Start time change. Chiquito is starting at 8:30 instead of 9. The reason for that is they go up the M&M Road that the riders from the Mediano Mero Mero come down. And last year we had a little bit of overlap and we want none. As you can imagine, not a good idea to be going up and to be coming down on the same course, okay? So stay just a little bit before that. The routes, courses will be marked with pink ribbon and grasshopper arrows. We have coroplast signs from Sinorama, green arrows, green for grasshopper, along with the pink ribbons. Chiquito, Mediano, Mero Mero. We're going to come back to that in just a moment and go over those. But first, let me remind you, this just reminds you, please do not ride on the Riffy land. As tempting as it is, our permit is only for Saturday, and then those who are joining us for the hike on Sunday. All right. Feed zones, these are on the maps, which hopefully you guys, not hopefully, but please download, either have them on your phone, your Garmin, or your Wahoo, or whatever special device you have. Print them out so you know where you are. Miles 7.5 and 24.5 for the Chiquito, 13 and 34.5 for the Mediano, and the Mero Mero has 13, 34.5. And because it butterflies and loops back and does the beginning part in reverse at mile 51. Bike choice, I will be posting an Instagram reel kind of going over my bikes and what I would recommend for you guys. Most important thing is have a bike in good working condition. Steve Gravenitis will be out there working his magic in the morning, but he won't be out there on the course for you. So don't delay going into your bike shops, looking over your brake pads, tires. Make sure you have your tubes and your tools, whether you're tubeless or not, 2 tubes. Remember, this is a remote adventure. If I was racing, I'd probably ride a mountain bike. It's hard to say. There's the descents into Usal Road, which are pretty rugged and chunky, which makes it a lot more fun on a mountain bike, but the rest of the roads are smooth and pavement. So this is a classic Hopper, 26 years into doing these. There's tons of each. The important thing is to have a bike that's working well and that you're comfortable on. Lunch should be around 1:30. Lunch by Chef Matt Acarino and Alyssa. Sierra Nevada and Guayaki. So we'll have Sierra Nevada cans. If you'd like to purchase another meal for a friend and family member, or if you want to eat twice, you'll see a Google form here. So along with Venmo and PayPal options, you need to pay in advance by Thursday if you'd like to get an extra meal. We won't be selling meals the day of. Campfire, of course, we'll want to catch sunset on the beach. So campfire will be whatever is a little bit after sunset. I didn't check the calendar to see exactly where we're at there. I hope you guys join this. We'll have some of the founding members, board members, foresters to share tales about early logging, the history of that Usal area and the North Coast in specific. And you guys will have a lot of chance to interact and ask them questions about what they're doing. What do they think about the state of things? Whatever it is that you fancy. To find out more, I did a podcast with Linwood, Kathy, and Richard Ginger. Hopefully you guys can take a listen to that. You know, it's not bike specific, but it's certainly relevant to the outdoors and conservation, economy. It's good stuff. And lastly, Sunday hike. I believe we'll be walking around 9 or 10, and we'll hear from them on Saturday exactly what that is going to be about. All right, so let's jump in and look at courses. Chiquito. Now, as I mentioned, the Chiquito is non-timed, but you'll have your numbers. You can keep your time if you wish, but we're not recording that, printing that, and no podium. You start out first, and you'll cross. It'll be marked, but you'll cross and get onto the Redwood Forest Foundation land and climb up what they call the M&M Road to Highway 1, a few miles of Highway 1, and then you'll get onto what they call the WRP road. This is a main road, a main vein road, rocked smooth. There's quite a bit of climbing, as you can see, as you roll along here, some ups and downs, and there's some ripping stuff. And right here at the northernmost point, there's a great view. If you want to look this up, Piercy Andersonia, there actually used to be a train which went from Andersonia along here. Actually, it's up here a little bit more through Anderson Creek, but there was a town of Kenny and then the train eventually went up this way into Bear Harbor. And ask them about that. There were 2 towns, hotel, small school. Here's your feed zone. At this point, you leave the Redwood Forest Foundation land and you ride Usal Road. So this part, the westernmost part here, is all Usal Road back to the beach. Once you get on the county road, it's beautiful, but it is chunky and it's open to vehicles. So every year we see motos or Land Cruiser. It's the classic spot where someone buys their $90,000 SUV and they see a YouTube about Usal Road and they go drive out there. So keep in mind this road is open. And the Chiquito ends back where you started. All right, so be careful on this descent right here. This is for everybody. I don't need to repeat this each time. You descend, 1,649 feet back down to almost sea level. It is ripping fast, but if you don't know it, be careful. If you do know it, be careful. Anything out here for you is going to be a helicopter ride, right? So any accident, so any risk you can do, smooth before fast, all right? So not worth it, not worth it, not worth it. All right, so let's jump in and take a look at the Mero Mero. We're not going to look at the Mediano. We're going to look at the Mero Mero. Okay, why not look at the Mediano? Because this loop is the Mediano. Okay, so let's talk about the Mediano and Mero Mero do the same thing. You start with this little bitty climb from 0 feet up to 1,000. How's that for a sucker punch? I know you guys love me. This is kind of like the old Cas days of Coleman Valley times what, 5. It's beautiful once you get up rolling, looking along the coast. You drop down the way you drove into Highway 1. Again, reminder, there can be vehicles. The road is not closed. Okay, when you get to Highway 1, there's a nice shoulder. It's smooth, but still be careful up until our feed zone. Okay, at this point, you're getting back onto Redwood Forest Foundation land. And this is all dirt coming down. I don't know why it shows it's paved right here, but it's dirt pretty much the rest of the day, almost to sea level. And then you have this climb from 142 feet up to 1,400 feet. You're welcome. Onto this ridge, rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep them doggies rolling. Intersection, great. These intersections for sell point, just in case you want to, like, you know, you want to start influencing the world right there. Whatever you got to do, call home, call your loved ones. And then you roll along the ridge to lunch. And here we'll have Jesse, Boonville Bike Works, doing his famous grilled ham and cheese and whatever else we happen to come up with there, cold Cokes and some awesome. Usal Road, descending down, and then the Medianos, they'll finish right here, okay, at mile 44, at which time the Mero folks do this other butterfly wing, okay, up here. Now, keep in mind, if you're doing the Mero and you are torched, because it's a big day, you can finish, no problem, right here. Just make sure you let whoever's doing the timing, let them know that you're mediano. I'm sorry, that you're Mero, but you're calling it early. Mero folks, then we'll head this way. You'll have a marshal here pointing this direction. You climb up to M&M, to Highway 1. Highway 1 in reverse, which is so fun. So fun. Beautiful swoopy turns. You climb up, and then you finish down in the beach. All right. So those are the most important things I wanted to point out to you guys, just to get a sense, remembering you to have your bikes ready, remembering you to where our nutrition stops are. So there's 1, 2, and then back again, 3 for Mero, 1, 2 for Chiquito, 1, 2 for Mediano. All right. So that's all I have for you guys. Please plan ahead. The weather looks like it's going to be good. It can get chilly. There's elk there. Maybe we'll see a bear. I've seen bears in the creeks. Anyways, have a safe drive up, and we'll see you guys next weekend.